Okay, so April looked pretty interesting last night or yesterday. It was a very powerful card draw spell. I started to rebuild it as a control deck. I guess I started to rebuild it as a control deck. I think I popped it up on screen there just for a second with like Leyline bindings. I just really didn't like Mox Amber, and that deck was the short answer. But so I started to build control. I was a little bit bored by it. We'll play it at some point. But I was trying to look at maybe playing April plus K command in like a mono blue affinity deck. And so I think it came together really well. Where April and Emrakul, they both care a lot about having a bunch of different card types. You have 7 different card types here: land, sorcery, instant, kindred, creature, enchantment, artifact. And your Emrakuls are going to be very castable very quickly with the K commands and the Emrys and the Moxen. So you're kind of just planning to like K command into Emrakul as your win condition while you draw a ton of cards with April and the Moxen plan. If you remember like the Narset deck, also the Narset deck where you would spew your Moxen and you would draw a ton of cards. April's going to play very similar to that here, except the big difference is you get to hold counter spells up. You get to draw into Force of Negation, Force, untap, you know? And you get to like build up to something rather than have to discard your hand every time you do this. So I think this deck looks really cool. Also playing a skateboard in this deck, of course. Let's get in there. Keep. Don't love it. Need a good Preordain here. Yeah, it taps any permanent. But it's on a Mold 6 here. Why skate a half pipe when you can skate the sewer pipe? Okay, we needed a good Preordain. We did not get a good Preordain. They are playing against Boros. All right, we need a good draw. We do get it. Hopefully we mill a artifact to play off the Emry this turn. We do. Turn 1 skateboard may have been better than Amber into Emry Preordain. I mean, maybe, but it kind of assumes that the Preordain finds its nothing, which I don't think you're supposed to assume that. It did find its nothing, so maybe you are. So hopefully they just play the Ajani here. Okay, they do. So we can play the April, draw 2. It would be really nice if we could have Rebuke up. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. We drew a K command. Yeah, it seems like we're just not going to be able to hold up the Rebuke. I will crack the Bauble because we get 3 looks at a Force of Negation, though. So draw 2 off the April. The next turn we can go K command, Mox Amber, Tamiyo, draw 4 off the April, potentially. We can also maybe go April into... Yeah, K command into April next turn. Now, there are some cats over there, as you may notice, which are not irrelevant. We've also milled one of our 2 Emrakuls. I'm not sure how maybe we should have 3 Emrakuls for like the self mill. Still trying to figure that out. What does this card do? I think we're dead. Yeah, we're like definitely dead. Okay, keep it moving here. Maybe for on the play, maybe for if we had the Rebuke up, we are kind of okay. So I do think I went the Shadowspear this matchup. I went the Lantern, and then I was kind of wondering, can I afford to bring in Test of Talents? And I was thinking maybe I'll just try to have Force of Negations in for the Wrath Disguise, and we'll see how this goes. And I was going to cut an Amber and a Bauble. All right, on the play, let's go. Do you think Boros would play Bombardment in the deck still if a Johnny was banned? Wait, what did I just do? I don't have to do anything because I think I just grabbed the 4th Force. I went 3. 3 was the number I was thinking. Yeah, I kind of don't think they would. Dang, only 3 command. I can't count. Ignore that comment. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry for not ignoring. I really think I'd rather ban Bombardment than a Johnny. Yeah, I feel like to me, I would much rather ban a Johnny. But it's one thing about Boros is if you ban Guide, Pride gets worse. If you ban Flage, Arena gets worse. If you ban a Johnny, Bombardment gets worse. And so it's like if you and then vice versa on all those cards. So it does feel like Boros is like one ban away from being like a much more reasonable modern deck. Would it play Bombardment if Raptor unbanned? Well, Raptor is like just a step above all these cards, and it won't be unbanned. Despite there are still some people in this chat right now, I could see you, who are thinking to themselves, Amped Raptor was never that good. Amped Raptor is worse than Guide of Souls. I could see you. Yeah, I agree that a Johnny is the bigger offender. Maybe Modern is 5 unbans away from Boros being weak. I tend to think that I would rather... I almost never feel like unbanning powerful cards, so the format is just always about these powerful cards is a good direction rather than bringing a better deck down to everything else's level. Like, no banless Modern is very fun, but that's just because everything is there to compete against everything. It's like the more... It's like you don't really, I think, want to like lead into... Okay, this is a very, very interesting hand. It's almost right to not Preordain here. Because if we go turn 2 K command, scry draw, make a spawn, then we can go... And the thing is, I probably want to exile a creature, make a draw. But we could Preordain off the Mox Amber, which would be so good. I'm going to keep both of these, so we can set up for turn 3 April, draw 2. I think a Johnny is more powerful, but Bombardment leads to more toxic, difficult board states. Yeah, but also, like, what do you think? You would have to think that Boros would play Bombardment if a Johnny were banned, and I don't really think it would, but you just do have to think that to make this argument, which it might. Okay, so I'm gonna make a spawn. Making a spawn with this deck in this situation is really, really sick, by the way. I feel like with the ban Flage. Yeah, the thing is, all these cards are very similar power level. You can make a good argument for Flage, a Johnny, Guide of Souls. Arena, you can make a good argument for all of them. Do you think No Banless Modern has a stable metagame, or I don't think it's solved, but the metagame is No Banless Modern is weirdly like a diverse format with like lots of interesting gameplay dynamics. Okay. So now we get to I guess the Tamiyo. Maybe I don't play Tamiyo so I can have it as a blue card to pitch to Force. Yeah, let's do that. Just draw 2 off the April. April kind of looking nuts so far. Just 5 toughness, does not die to Galvanic Discharge. Can even block Ocelot Pride here without worrying about Galvanic Discharge. Although we would have to worry about Flage. And drew 2 cards this turn and is threatening to draw 4 cards next turn. We played against Blazing Shoal Infect. I have a friend who's a big Infect fan who asked me if I'd played against it, and it was like embarrassingly bad when we played against it. It looked awful. What's the alternative to generic combo decks to stay unposed? Well, we went 8-2 yesterday, or not yesterday, Monday with Jeskai Luris, like mid-range. Are there any actual ban murmurs? I don't know what you mean by murmurs, but like I think that a big chunk of the modern community is tired of Boros energy. Yeah, I don't know why this card is 5 toughness, but listen, I'm not asking questions here. Oh, wait, sorry, Flage doesn't kill it. Don't know why I thought it did. I'm gonna just let that go, because I think what we just want to do is have the Force of Negation up for a Wrath of Skies. I guess I Preordain over Tamiyo. Okay, and then I keep both of these, and I just play Bauble as my artifact instead of Skateboard this turn. And then there's the Wrath of Skies that we saved the Force of Negation for. Although the Force of Negation, or sorry, the Wrath isn't even really good here. All right, so it's been 2 turns, and it's currently turn 4, and April has drawn us 6 cards already, and there's an Emrakul that is castable next turn. I'm going to go ahead and say This is the better of the two April brews so far. Of the two April decks we built, this one seems better. This Kindred instant draw 2. Yeah, yes. K-Command counts as 2 types for April. The One Ring and Drag. You know what? The One Ring would have drawn half the cards April has at this point of the game. For whatever that's worth. And also it's blocking the Pride. And would have lost us some life. This is an exciting deck, I think. Yeah, finally, K-Command is playable. Emrakul costs 7 mana next turn. I guess maybe I should have kept the skateboard to tap the Sacred Foundry. Although I don't think we're not really at risk of getting mana tithed. We're gonna get to draw 2 cards with April. I guess we're not because they're just gonna concede. All right, chat. We broke it. That new card is broken. We had one good game with it. Yeah, I agree. Looking a lot better. Might want to play the third Emrakul. When I realized that April and Emrakul like kind of like the same things in deck building, I got pretty excited. I'm gonna demoralize them with this Force of Negation. Maybe I want a 4th Force of Negation on the draw. Yeah, I probably just don't want the skateboard in this matchup. They were kind of insane also there. April O'Neil, Hacktivist is the best card draw spell in Modern. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, April has recruited Emrakul to her Hacktivist operation here. Is there a mainframe card? I guess there's not a mainframe card in Magic. Wait, who is this? That's not April Shadow. She doesn't have glasses. Any lore masters? Who is this? It's not a turtle. Wait, do the turtles have glasses? I guess not. What's the perfect best deck in the format where no one complains about it? That doesn't exist, okay? People will always complain about the best deck, no matter what. But when everyone was complaining about Is It Murktide and Ragavan, that was the best Modern format ever. That was the best. When Is It Murktide was the best deck, it was the best Modern format ever. It was so easy to beat. It was so easy to play against. It was so easy to just like put like some removal spells on your sideboard and be really good against. Oh man, I really want to keep this. I can't. All right, let's look at how many blue sources we have. We don't have that many because of the temples. Okay, let's bulk. Let's bulk. All right, keep. Turn 1 guy. They did keep 7 pretty quick. Do I want to have sync up? I don't know. Probably just want to play this so I have a painless blue source. Could you jam Planeswalkers here for additional type? I wouldn't want to play Planeswalkers just for the extra type. We built an April and Emrakul and a K-Command. I kind of would like to have drawn at least these two. I don't know about the Emrakul quite yet. I'm kind of thinking I want to play a third Emrakul. Although, what would we cut from the main deck? We could cut the skateboard. The skateboard's maybe not that good in this build. It's kind of nice to have. But like whenever I mill an Emrakul with the Emry, I'm like, I really wish that hadn't happened. Maybe it's fine. What do we see at the bubble? Maybe Cullis Tezzeret? I don't know. Or it's fine. Alright, well Discharge. They got 4 cards in their hand. They got a Seasoned Pyromancer on top. We're drawing 2 cards here. One of them's a Preordain, one of them's a Saga. Not too bad. Should I have played around Mana Tithe? I guess so. I mean, wouldn't they snap it off? Yeah, Emrakul on a skateboard is unironically kind of sick. Alright, I guess we have to keep the Rebuke. Just kind of frustrating I can't Saga this turn. But just if if I counter their 2 or 3 drop and the guy just hits me for 1, it's this will have been worth it. Oh, you think they had Orm's Chant? You might be right. You might Mana Tithe this. So I'm down to 14. The Mox Opal is not the worst draw because it allows me to equip the Shadowspear next turn. Also, can we cast Emrakul if we draw it? Emrakul costs 7, and we'd have 6 next turn, so 1 short. Although once the Urza Saga goes to the yard, we will have enough. The Arena of Glory, I guess they're going to haste the Seasoned Pyromancer. We have the Shadowspears in the sideboard. Oh, they didn't haste because of they have the Flage to discard. Why cast the Opal here? They were kind of representing that they had Orm's Chant with like the long pause, so they might Orm's Chant this turn, which means I want to play the Mox Opal so I can equip the Shadowspear. Now, can I beat the Flage? If I draw a K command. Or that, I guess. Still not in like amazing shape, but good draw. Can't go for the equip line anymore. Still love that they're like thinking about it here. They do have enough energy that if their last card is a discharge, they could kill the construct. Alright, so I'm down to 6. Draw Mox Opal for turn. Not a very helpful card. I think if they're sniping, they don't exert arena. I mean, I agree. The long pause into voice is a bit weird. At the very least, with this pause, when like I feel like usually you're just slamming here. I just have the hand hider up. But yeah, let's crack the lantern, so they don't just go white source, cast the Flage, and we're in pretty good shape. Hold on, let me set up the YouTube clip. We're in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna keep resetting. We're in pretty good shape. Okay, they don't have Wrath Disguise. Was unable to clip farm here. They could use Wrath Rex. No, they just go on 0. I do think I send it with both here. Yeah, I think it's fine. Because then if they send it with a bunch, then this construct gets in for a bunch next turn too. That's back. Pretty good. Do I even bounce this Guide of Souls? I guess. A lot of good top decks. Not the worst. Kind of relevant against these cats. Urza Saga winning games in 2026. I don't know. You know what? I said this earlier, but like one thing that feels so bad against Boros is they're a creature deck that just doesn't care very much about your creatures. They just laugh at you as they fly over your creatures and they make a million cats and they gobble Johnny bombardment you and they flays you to death. Not that we can't win this game, but it is what it is, as they say. So we're gonna get hit for 9 here. They're gonna make 2 more cats, gain 4 more energy. Charm or landless card. I feel like if they had the charm, it would have been used already. The chant. I think the best card to ban from Boros would be Bombardment. People keep saying this, but is the purpose of that to keep it where Johnny is still playable? That seems like the only goal. Because I said this already like once today, but it doesn't really seem like to me that Boros would even play Bombardment if a Johnny were banned. I feel like a Johnny is the more powerful card, and I think banning the more powerful card is always what I'm in favor of. It makes sweepers less effective. I mean, so you are saying that Boros would play Bombardment is if a Johnny were banned? Because I mean it might, but I kind of don't think it would. I mean, it is good with Voice of Victory still. Why play the Opal so I can have Hardcast Force up. They drew a Flage, which I cannot force. Dead Tamiyo. Pretty sure Boros is just dead if they don't have a Johnny. I think this is hilarious, but also it has been like a top 2 deck for about 2 years now. I think it's okay if it's a top 2 deck for 2 years and it's no longer a top 2 deck after after a ban. I think that might even be a good thing for Modern, you could say. All right, we need to find a K command or we need to find a Emrakul. I'm not even sure that either of those get the job done. Emrakul probably does. April would have been so good like any turn before this. All right, Modek with the 46 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Let's back it. I'm going to go ahead and I think drop and add a third Emrakul. I think I really wanted it, that league. I actually don't think, and I don't think the skateboard's very good in this deck. I think I like the look of this a little bit better. Still sideboard the Shadowspear. Would you agree Wizards is financially motivated? Yeah, that's yes. I'll listen. On other Magic websites, you can go, Wizards is doing this to make money. They're doing this to sell packs, and you're going to get hundreds of upvotes. It's not a very deep conversation. Wizards of the Coast is Hasbro's $1 billion company. They want your money. That's their whole purpose for doing anything is they want your money. That being said, I think they also care for the health of the formats because a healthy format, in theory at least, makes them money. You know, having this attitude, the Wizards doesn't care. They just want to make money. I don't think that this is an argument that makes a lot of sense because if a format is good, people are playing the game, and that directly makes them money. And if there's an argument here, a layer to this that I'm not seeing, let me know. Let me know because I see this kind of stuff parroted over and over and over again. But I don't think this is a website, twitch.tv/aspiringspike, where I encourage us to think a little bit deeper than Wizards of the Coast is trying to make money. Because yes, they are. And this is no secret that they are trying to make money from you. I almost want to make a spawn token. I just don't have the land to play the April next turn. I think I have to scry draw. Gonna bottom that. What did I have to change? I ended up cutting the skateboard for the third Emrakul. I kept milling Emrakul with Emry, and I'm like, this is sketch. This is really sketch to mill an Emrakul with Emry. And then if you have 3, I don't think you're really worried about it. Maybe keeping both of these is also a little sketch. I think it's okay. I want to play the Emry so that I can have a second card type for. I built another Emrakul there. A second card type on the April turn next turn. Do you think Modern will see bans next BNR announcement? I've been predicting what Wizards should do or what I would like them to do for a while. We're about like a year past me predicting what I think they will do. Like, Wizards has not made any changes to the Modern ban list for like about a year. I'm not here going to try to think. I can't predict when they'll make a change to the format at this point. I just, we'll see what happens when it happens. All right, so we're gonna go. This is gonna be crazy. Let's focus on this also. So I'm gonna go exile a Guide of Souls. I'm going to make 3 spawn tokens. I'm going to play April, and then I'm going to draw 4 cards. And then I'm also going to have Force of Negation up. And I'm going to flip Tamiyo. This card drew 4 cards the turn she came down. It's just crazy. The argument isn't that WotC... I do want to understand this argument. The argument isn't that WotC wants money, it's that they're valuing short-term quarterly earnings and record profits over long-term health of the games. Shareholder incentives want as much money fast as possible. Players want a game that lasts 50 years. So, yes, they are value short-term profits over long-term gains. But I think that that's absolutely true. This is like really indicated by the fact that Wizards is really willing to lay off their employees aggressively. When this is just what every company does, but I do think that that's definitely one indicator of a company that values short-term profits over long-term investments. But how are these two things like what I just want to know, like, what action like would Wizard make that for like the design of the game would be a decision point that's specifically short-term value over long-term investment? Is maybe Modern Horizons 3? I genuinely don't know. I'm genuinely asking. What is an example of them doing that? I guess I look up my top card. It's a Preordain. I have already Preordained this turn. Seems pretty free to crack this clue token and Preordain again, though. Okay, they just concede. Rexplode with tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Welcome back. 7 sets a year, Modern Horizon sets. Okay. Thank you for laying that out for me. But yeah, I do think that that's probably a good argument that this is for short-term profits. Fire Design. Well, Fire Design would be a good example of that, although we are past the Fire Design era, for whatever that's worth. Where Fire Design was War of the Spark to Call time, and then they started more of a complexity creep after that. Do I just run it back here? Do I want another Force of Negation? I feel like my deck is really good against theirs. Yeah. So yeah, the amount of product, that makes sense. I don't think about this kind of stuff all that often, so it's good to have this conversation. It's hard to imagine the banlist team getting ultimatums about money making. Yeah, I agree. I think the banlist decisions are independent of money making. I agree. And in fact, I think when you make a banning or unbanning, you do see an immediate spike in players, which is a money making move. So that would be a counterpoint. But I do think that the extra sets is definitely a short-term money making move. Wasi said 7 sets here was a scheduling issue, i.e. Spider-Man pushing ECL. The goal is 6 sets. Yeah. They used to do 4. They used to do 4. I feel like 6 is pretty manageable. Or they used to do 5, right? I guess they've done a bunch of different ones, but it was like 4 plus like a big like a reprint set or a Horizon set or a weird set. Conspiracy. I mean, the example is just Universe Beyond, filling the game with the of the moment pop culture sets. Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is certainly not an of the moment pop culture set for whatever that's worth. I do agree. I mean, I'll say this though, that there have been good Universe Beyond sets and there have been bad Universe Beyond sets, and there are good regular sets and there's bad regular sets. Like the flavor of Duskmourn, I didn't like. A lot of people didn't like Aether Drift. I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender flavor. I loved Lord of the Rings flavor. I did not. I hated this set. I thought I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and like I think I really could have liked a Spider-Man set with the cards, but the way they handled it with like the Magic Online nonsense and all this made it like my least favorite set ever. Edge of Eternity is very good in universe set. So I don't know. To me, it still seems like there are good and bad with that, but I do think it's an example. I'm not really just trying to argue. Just trying to flesh it out a little bit. Yeah, Avatar isn't the moment either. So I agree. The of the moment pop culture stuff is not. It's not what they're doing with Universe Beyond. So I don't think that that's a super fair way to characterize it. Was the point I was trying to make there. Hmm. All right, let's wait on the K command. I guess I keep both of these and play Urza Saga this turn. My biggest problem is Watsu printing cards for standard modern clear design for Commander. Oh yeah, I agree that that's a big problem. Okay, I guess I didn't do a good job playing around that. Avatar isn't of the moment. They're planning to have a movie come out this year that goes pushed back, and they have a new series in the works. Wait, Avatar was trying to have a movie or Wizards? Since I've started to play, I'm not sure what your answer is, but since I've started to play Magic in 2012, there have been rumors of like a Magic the Gathering TV show, and I've heard and like there's been rumblings of it for like at least 14 years, and like I've heard rumblings of a movie. I think it'll never happen. I at this point, both. I see. Wait, there was supposed to be an Avatar. Oh yeah, there was the Avatar movie. I remember. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I guess the same thing with them. They wanted to time the release of the Baldur's Gate cards with the Baldur's Gate set, and then they released it like a year earlier, and they really fumbled that. All right, so we'll sack the spawn to deny the card draw. I started Return to Ravnica, so around the same time as Gate Crash. 14 years. I don't hear about the last few years. I swear at the very beginning, like literally like one of the first times I ever went to F&M, people were talking about the Magic the Gathering Netflix show or something like that. I'm aspiring Spike, and I would never lie to you. I kind of want to try to K command into an April here. Like draw the April, then like preordain April next turn, refill a little bit. Maybe I could have just played Emry. So I'm going to bottom both of these. And then pass. We still could go like Amber. So Amber, 2 mana. Then I have 4 after. I've lied to chat at least once. I've definitely lied about some game design stuff. Not forcing this because of Teferi. To throw y'all off my scent a little bit. I did lie when I said I would name a child after each subscriber. That was never true. Thankfully, we didn't mill in Emrakul or in April. Turtles is still culturally relevant. My 5-year-old nephew was super hyped when I gave him some turtle cards. Cool. My wife is likes the turtle set. She's a fan. Oh yeah, I told you about Urza's little helper. Whose children am I naming? Yeah, this is gonna be one of the classic, great all-time internet scams. Me not naming a child after any of you. Although I guess statistically, whatever name we end up going with, someone in the audience might have it. Can't wait for the moist critical video. Streamer lies to his audience. He promised them each a child named after them. A small price to pay for a Twitch.tv subscription. But it was all a lie. Second time we've seen Rest in Peace today. I don't see that card that often. No, we're not having a kid right now. I just used to say, I think like long before me and Esther were married, I used to say you get a child named after you with your Twitch subscription. We're not expecting any kids, no. Probably in 2 years is the current Spikeling #1. Have some projects we want to get done with, and it's a good time for that, I think. Table Sales with 13 months, Mom with the 56. Thank you, welcome back. Oh yeah, I did used to have a channel point redemption to marry the chatter. Don't let Charlie find out about that one. I mean, let's play it out here, but it's not looking too good. Wow, what a nombo. It's good we've done the same thing. I have material, get everything you've done now. Yeah, like the game, we want to have like the first edition published, and I would love to have the first draft of my novel done, even if it never comes out. But Esther's trying to get an album finished. She has one song fully produced and recorded, and it's really good. Did it seem like they were trying to wrath the skies and decided nah? We lost the match against Boros, then we dropped to add a third Emrakul. When do you hear it? I don't know. I mean, we've talked about it some. Right now she's just trying to make more songs. But it was really good. Pop-Tart with the 1 year. Thank you, welcome back. Yeah, I mean, we're in full Urza Saga desperation mode. I can't even make a second Saga token to attack because I can't sack the spawns. I mean, we'll play it out. Does this deck struggle to win through Rest in Peace? I think no. I don't think Rest in Peace is that good against our deck. It just like makes Emrakul slower and stops Emry. April is definitely the best month to play the deck, though. Yeah, Skateboard would have been good here. Although I probably would have still boarded it out in this matchup. We do have K commands to get the Conquerors off the field. They play an Ocelot. Oh, they can't activate the Teferi. I just realized that they have not been able to do that. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, Skateboard has been pretty good overall. I just don't think that this is a build that wants it. Directed your first feature film. That's awesome. Right before she was born. I can't imagine doing another one. Yeah, you definitely just have to take, I assume, like 4 years to really focus on these kids. All right, so we get to have 2 6/6s. Oh, it'd be 3 6/6s, but a 2 that can attack this turn. Again, we're not main decking the Skateboard or playing it in this build anymore. We did have it and cut it. So let's try to get the Fun Reveler off the field to unlock my interaction. And they have a Solitude, which is not too unpredictable, and they're gonna get to bury me with Riddler. Let's just go to game. Let's go to game 3. On the play for game 3. What are the upsides to having children? Asking for a friend. Family and love, and the reward of creating something beautiful and potentially improving the world. Also, you can have a Magic the Gathering opponent. All right, I guess we're going to keep this. Yeah, pass. You get to show them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll keep it. I don't know if we keep. I don't think it's not keep the Mox. It's pretty bad if the Tamiyo dies, and it's also pretty bad if they have Wrath the Skies, and it's pretty bad if I look into your eyes and I see the future of your demise. Okay, I'm done. When a Preordain got unbanned, I was on my honeymoon. I was in the Vatican when it got unbanned. Hope that helps. Do a swap room. Yeah, we have 4K commands. Yeah, I think it was 2023 What did the Pope say? He said, good choice. Good unban. Well, my opponent has a Solitude in their hand. DJ Jedi Jeff with the 59 months. Okay, you can have a baby named after you. I do remember thinking, like, I'm literally in the Sistine Chapel. I'm looking up. Someone is like, you cannot take pictures of the Sistine Chapel. It's a church. Everyone around me is just ignoring that guy and taking pictures. And I'm looking at the chapel, and I'm like, I wonder what the unban. I wonder if they unbanned anything. That was all I could think about. I guess I should represent Rebuke, huh? We mill Emrakul every time with Emry. I'm glad we added the third copy. So they can Rat the Skies, but they would just get an Amber to Saga this turn. Maybe, yeah. I think we do want to sack the clue so we could try to sink if they Wrath the following turn. We also only have an Amber off the Emry right now. We got the skateboard for third Emrakul. I just don't think this is a very good skateboard deck. So my opponent has a Solitude in their hand. Can we think that they have Wrath the Skies with the degree that they're pausing here? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe an opponent who's just going to take this long as a hand hider moment. I don't know. Yeah, we do have the Sagas as the win cons, but Emrakul is just also very good in this deck. It's just like really castable really fast, so I think it's a good candidate to play a third copy. And it's like it kind of complements the plan of like tapping out for value each turn, if that makes sense. And like having like Emrakul is just like the best tap out win condition in the format. It's like the best thing you can play against Quantum Riddler. Also, like a lot of people are like, I'm going to play Unholy Heat because it's the best answer for Quantum Riddler. When the real fact is, Emrakul the Promised End is the best answer for Quantum Riddler. What deck is Card Nexus? Oh yeah, Card Nexus is a card storage website, a collection management tool for you. It's free, totally free. You can type !Card Nexus to sign up. We're gonna be doing a showcase of it on Friday. They're a relatively new site. They're still in development, but it's a free tool that you could use to manage your collection, not only for Magic, for other card games too. I guess I don't know all of them because I don't play other card games, but all right. They decide to go White Orchid Phantom after like 3 minutes, and Flagstones, and they're still thinking if they want to target my Saga or the Flagstones. They target the Flagstones. Seeing Surveillance came in action last game, do you think there is a Dice Factory version of the deck? Emry, Mana Battery, 5 counters, draw the whole deck? Well, not Mana Battery. It would have to be specifically Astral Cornucopia, but because you have to spin blue to sack. But I do think that that's interesting. I don't know if the Surveillance came untapped an artifact, it probably would work. The fact that it doesn't untap artifacts probably makes it not good enough. All right, they keep a card on top. I'm going to go and draw a card. It's another Urza Saga. Esther's in the card games. You've never tried Lorcana with her. She's not in the card games, no. But it's also that like I'm not that into card games. Funny enough. Like I really like Magic the Gathering, but I play so much Magic the Gathering that I don't usually say at the end of my like morning hour prep, 4-hour stream, 3-hour play test, all right, let's go play some more card games. I do play some. Like I like Balatro if that counts. I like Once Upon a Galaxy if that counts. I liked Marvel Snap if that counts. But they're all like on my phone, you know. I literally can't believe my opponent's still thinking. They've slowed the pace of this game down so much. Tough to spend 8 hours. They do some hate. I like Magic the Gathering a lot, but I just want to do other stuff besides card games literally all day, you know. Yeah, I think I would like Slay the Spire a lot. I've never tried it. Want to look at my Barbarian Ring Brew? Sure. One Barbarian Ring in the Godfrey's gift bill. I mean, I think one ring. Pun intended. Makes sense. All right, they waste their time blocking. Draw's been pretty tough this game. I'm going to replay the Amber and hold up Sync / Urza Saga activation. Now, I do think my opponent has Wrath Disguise, so I also don't even really know if like. Okay, my opponent's Solitude's end of turn, pitching White Orchid Phantom because they plan to untap and Wrath Disguise for 1. Maybe it was good to sync the Solitude. SIDEBOARD 2 is coming on 2 days. Okay, well, I guess my friend Damaz will be busy. Maybe playing second trigger for Emry before activating Emry. I didn't love that when they just like for sure had a Solitude, but maybe it was good. So I can't make another Saga token and hold up sync. Yeah, maybe I'll do a Slay the Spire too. What I did with okay, they could sign this. I think that's fine. Guess we might as well play this first. But I might do a Slay the Spire. What I did with Silk Song / Hollow Knight is I might when Silk Song came out, I played Hollow Knight for the first time. I beat it, and then I didn't play Silk Song. And maybe I'll do that with Slay the Spire. I'll just play Slay the Spire 1. I think you like Belatro. I do like Belatro a lot. I played a lot of Belatro. I have I've done so much Belatro. I've done everything. So I think it's probably good to just let them Wrath here. Maybe I want to bounce my. I can't bounce my own thing. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sack a Clue token. It'd be good to draw an April. We're pretty deep in the deck with no April, no K command, no Emrakul. Guess we milled an Emrakul. Still 4 a K command, 4 Emrakul in the deck. They only have 2 cards in their hand. But yeah, I've gold stickered every card in Belatro and then still played a ton of it. I was like, I did like the Nanan stuff, and I was trying to for a while beat every deck in a row gold stake, and if I missed one, go back and start over. But the most I ever got in a row was 7. Don't tell the Belatro University; they'll be ashamed of me. Right, there's Ophelia. I'm gonna go and crack this again just so I have a chance at drawing Rebuke. Or K command. All Emrys. Only card in my deck is Emry, Lurker of the Loch. All right, so I'm down to 14. There's an Amber. I don't want to overcommit into another Wrath, which they definitely could have by playing a second Saga. Yeah, I've seen him get completionist ++ with no losses. So sick. All right, so they're going to play the Felia. They're going to have 2 cards in their hand, and then they're going to draw a Guide of Souls. Both their cards are spells because they've been missing land drops. We draw K command. Dang it. All right. So very, very deep in the deck with no Emrakul, no April, no K command. Still not in the worst shape, though. So they target the Phantom. Let's go ahead and make a Construct token. And then this will unlock the Opal. Whoops. I guess I just tapped up too bit. I guess we already have the sync up. Should have tapped the Temple, not the biggest deal. If they evoke a Solitude, I guess I would just sync the Solitude and like make I'd be happy if they pitched their last card. We can cast an Emrakul if we top deck it. Yeah, they pitched the guy. Yeah, let's just bounce this. Yeah, I don't. I can't remember the last time I've done this. Have I ever sunk an evoked Solitude before? Maybe I have. Or they pitch again and they pitch Solitude, and this is a good outcome for us. Then the Phantom's going to come back. It's going to kill my Saga, and I think we're just in good shape. Although I mean they do have the Felia playing going. Oh no, I'm out of basics. I thought I had one more. I built the other island. Okay, that is worse for us. Okay, let's draw. Oh, actually, maybe I'll Rivulet myself if my top card sucks. No, okay. Okay, my top card is a Preordain. So they're gonna get to Stone Rain me again. Probably blows up my temple. Surely we could preordain into Emrakul, K Command, or April. We have 11 of those left in our 30 card deck after we draw. Although we might not be able to cast Emrakul. Costs 7 mana. We do just draw in April. Okay. So I guess we go bottom temple, draw K Command, play this. It's the same amount of mana if we cast Bauble or not. So we go exile the Felia, make 2 spawn tokens, and if they have something to fight over or to I guess Ephemerate would still get us, or they would save the Felia. We couldn't fight over it with Rebuke, but we have Rebuke up right now. And then if they don't have something we want to rebuke, then we play April and we draw 5 cards. Sorcery, instant, kindred, artifact, creature. All right, pretty good. They have another Felia, or what is this? For March? Okay. Probably wanted to cast that already. Saga's not. Yeah, Saga's not a spell. Only 5 cards. They top deck a Riddler, but we're not really too worried, I guess. So my Emrakul cost 6 mana. They have another Wrath Disguise. Not too often you get to just cast Emrakul post Wrath, but we have exactly 6. Although, I mean, it's really not going to do all that much. And this also stops me from having the Rebuke up. We also get to draw 2 more cards off the April. Very weird game. How's the Turtles going? April's really good. Super Shredder's good. The Sewer Valence combo deck seems playable, but like it's a lot of click. I'm gonna mulligan this double Emrakul hand on the play though. And let's keep this, put back redundant April. Lead on the Tamiyo. Love to get at least 1 attack in with the Tamiyo. My opponent's got a Marsh Flats, Sacred Foundry, Ragavan. So let's go ahead and cast the Emry first here. Very good chance I'm just not attacking with the Tamiyo. I didn't mill an artifact. So I guess now that I did not mill an artifact, I'll just plan to block Ragavan with Emry. Maybe if it was upkeep, it would be completely unplayable. I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it wouldn't even work, but just this kind of effect, right? But that's right. It would not function, which is a big part of the card being good. Is it functioning? So 2 mana for a Goblin Bombardment, which I'd like to force, but we mulliganed. Need to keep the April. I cannot sack a clue and rebuke, but I can rebuke and then sack a clue to try to get April online for next turn. They play Arena of Glory. which is, scary to have let the Flage stick around here with them having Arena, but I do think I want to keep my Tamiyo around. Still haven't found the fourth Mana Source, although there it is. It's actually Mox Amber is better than a land because we get to draw an extra card. And then we flip Tamiyo at the end of our turn, although we don't get to plus it. And we have Force of Negation up. And they can't escape the Tamiyo or the Flage this turn. In the next turn, Preordain Tamiyo's at least 2 cards. Although if I'm gonna pitch something to force, it's gonna be the Tamiyo. If they Flage with Bombardment, April survives because she's got 5 toughness. I love that April has 5 toughness, by the way. They do Flage. Maybe they'll go after my Tamiyo. They do. And then they ping me. Do they have a land to play? They do have a land, so they'll surveil probably any card into the graveyard. We're looking for a K command or a Metallic Rebuke. They surveil ACs and Pyromancer into the yard here. Pretty good, pretty good. There's another one. Holy shit. Okay, so let's go keep both on top. Play Tamiyo. I guess I really do want to flip the Tamiyo here, so I'm going to scry draw so I can plus this turn. So scry draw and exile from the graveyard, both Flages. Shawnee with the 46 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yes, let's keep Mox Amber so we can draw 5 cards with the April here. I'm going to leave it back to block and draw 5. April deal, Hacktivist. Can Emrakul next turn? It's been 2 turns. April has drawn 7 cards and dodged Flage plus Bombardment. It's pretty good. April's the One Ring. Ring would have drawn us 3. April has drawn us 7. Is drawing 5 actually bad? Because if they have Bowmaster in play, it can kill April. Yes, April is bad because it draws too many cards. Pretty good follow-up, but the Emrakul is going to get the job done here. I think. I mean, we got Bombardment in play. They discard another Flage. It's like kind of the best possible. Close to the best possible. Maybe I'll be able to kill them next turn. Dude, April having 5 toughness is... It's so good. They're going to stop me from minusing on K command. That makes sense. Can I K command into Emrakul? So Emrakul costs 6. I have 4, 5, 6. Oh, I have 7. 6, 7. So if I find a... No, I mean, I guess I just can't. So maybe it's better to wait a turn on Emrakul. Seems like that's just not the case because I can sack the Flage to Bombardment. You can also K command. By my calculations, we're 1 short of Emrakul into, or K command into Emrakul. Okay. We get to escape Flage, exert Arena, sack the Flage to the Bombardment. Okay, so I want to bring in Needle, Shadowspear, Lantern. I don't probably do want both Lanterns. Second K command. It feels a little crazy to do that. We don't have a temple, and I might want to pitch April to Force, and I might want to K command into April. Like if they go Ragavan and they have discharge, and I really want to have Force. I drew the temple, although we still may get vindicated for this play. And I don't mean have my permanent destroyed. So if my opponent attacks and then they Thraben Charm the Tamiyo's second main phase, I think we just let that resolve. If they Goblin Bombardment, though, do we force? Okay, they just Voice of Victory. I think I'm gonna make a spawn token so I can April. Does that make sense? I think it does. Which one drop is better, Ragavan or Tamiyo? It's Tamiyo, right? I mean, I think Ragavan is the better card in Modern. It's Tamiyo is like the best blue one drop by like a pretty big amount. And the fact that there's only one and you don't get another really good one drop to pair with it's kind of a big deal. So I don't know. Better is just a really hard thing to talk about. It just doesn't exactly mean that much. All right, so not having Force of Negation up is tough. Probably just leave the Tamiyo back to block the cat token. Heard my doorbell ring. Check the camera. Somebody selling something. So they're not quite going to be able to jump anything here. And they do have enough energy now to discharge April, although I guess we have a backup April now. Seems like they don't have a discharge. Big draw step for me. Not a very big draw. Not a very big draw. Let's go ahead and sack a clue since we can't play. I guess we could maybe draw K command like in our instep. Oh, sorry, I should have attacked first. And then had the other one back to block. So -1 clue token, and then we flipped. Oh, sorry, I was flipping anyways. So fumbled that kind of bad. Might have to settle this in game 3. Yeah, it seems like if we had like just put back the Force of Negation instead, we were in good shape, although kind of hard to figure it out. Yeah, Tamiyo's probably better than Ragavan and Legacy, although Ragavan's banned in Legacy and Tamiyo's legal, so I guess that's just not even true. Don't want to concede just yet, but we're definitely really behind, and if they have anything, we're going to be going to game 3, and they have a third land, so they have a lot of stuff. All right, let's just go to game 3. Need to get this league done. All right, on the play for game 3. Again, I do think we win that if we just go back to Force of the mulligan. All right, on the play. Let's try the 7. Definitely needs to have a good Preordain here. Ragavan's banned a different time. Yeah, for sure. All right, I Preordain. I think Tamiyo might still be better than Ragavan and Legacy. Were they both legal? Wow, just another Opal and another Lantern. Well, we'll say no to both of those. And I'll cycle the Bauble. Don't really care about upkeep in this matchup. They don't have Thoughtseize. We draw Sync, not great. No Tamiyo, no Emry, no K command, no April is not ideal. Let's see if we can draw any of those. We draw none of those. And we are floundering a little bit here. I think Ragavan was banned in Legacy because basically only Izzet got it, but every blue deck getting Tamiyo makes it busted, but distributed amongst the blue decks. That's an interesting angle. So thankfully they don't have a third 1-mana creature here. I do not think Tamiyo is better than Ragavan. Ragavan turn 1 is free win in Delver. Tamiyo doesn't work the way. I mean, I think calling it a free win is at least hyperbolic, but it is. You are allowed to be hyperbolic on this channel. Dang, they have the wear tear. Although this does make my Emrakul cost 2 less. We got 5 types in the yard after the mill. So I guess still a good ways away from Emrakul. If we draw a second temple, we can play it early-ish. Emry dying means we're not going to be getting Metalcraft anytime soon. We maybe bounce a guide next turn. We just need to draw a K command. That is a 6 card type, so now Emrakul costs 7. Yeah, I mean, yeah, K command just lets me go K command into Emrakul. We do have a 1 in 11 chance of finding one here. We don't find one off of this draw step. I don't think I bounce in combat here. Okay, well now I'll bounce. Maybe I was supposed to bounce a Spyro, actually. I don't know. It's a lot less damage I'm taking this way. Discard a Ragavan and or Flage and a Ranger Captain. Okay, if we draw a K command, we're in good shape. Otherwise, we're going to be losing this one. Tough match. Feels bad that the game 2 was winnable. Just made the wrong call and what to put back on the mulligan. Maybe we're supposed to mulligan this hand. It's just kind of tough with like the Preordain, like just try to find, you know, any action we just didn't. Right, we're on the draw for a new match. My opponent is on the play, and they are thinking about their mulligan. Yeah, we had Skateboard. We ended up cutting it for the third Emrakul. We kept milling Emrakul with Emry, and it was pretty scary. And this just really isn't much of a Skateboard deck. I don't think this is a deck that I would play Lava Spur Boots in. And Skateboard has, like, we've already determined Skateboard is good. It's better than Lava Spur Boots if you want this effect. I don't think we really need to be playing a lot more here. All right, round the draw. All blue cards, no blue mana. Go to 5. Put back 1, 2. One's playing the Ice Till Coffers deck. Interesting. With an Emrakul instead of a Leon. All right. Well, we also played the Emrakul. We're getting our Preordain Thoughtseize. Mold of 5, get Thoughtseized. That's good. Yeah, we tried the Casey Jones deck. We went 1-1, go to lunch. I thought Casey Jones did look good. I am thinking if there are different ways to build the Casey Jones deck. I guess I'm going to play this so it doesn't get Thoughtseized. Is there a way to make Emry better, like Delve or Witness style cards? I don't know what Witness is, but you could make any card better in any deck. I guess I play these out. Maybe playing both is worse for Casey Jones, but better if they draw Thoughtseize. I'll take a draw step or two, see if they're stumbling also, but okay, they're not, and we've Mold to 5 and Thoughtseize pushed. If I draw another brick, which I didn't, maybe we just go to a fast game too. Although Urza Saga, definitely gonna keep playing now. Although if they just untap cast Karn, we'll scoop. Regrowth and wondering if you're worth it. I mean, the card Regrowth isn't playable, but I mean, I think Emry currently is very good in this deck, so it's like, you know, is making Emry better worth sacrificing other card quality is important. You're not the gamer who keeps going, Emry's a top 5 modern card, are you? All right, so down a game against Ice Coffee. Sideboarding's interesting. I wonder if so they do have an Emrakul. So Consign gets Emrakul and Karn. Force of Negation hits Karn and hits a lot of their other enablers and stuff. I think I'm just gonna play the 4th Force and not worry about Consigns, and I also have access to the Rebukes. Don't want to over sideboard here when they have all the 1-for-1s, I think. What happened to the Explore Shell? I built it last night, and I thought it looked okay, but I was a lot more excited about this one. And this build has been looking really good so far. Or at least the April has been insane. I can't play Tamiyo this turn if I draw the Tamiyo. Probably still fine to keep. Oh boy. Okay, Emry is a top 5 modern card. We draw another Mox Opal, which is not very good here. I actually think this is probably a spot to Legend Rule Emry, try to find something. Maybe find another Mox Opal. Okay. Yeah, gotta respect no shame scoop there. See if they have a second Fatal Push for the Tamiyo. They do. No, I guess they might still, I guess. Although now we've got Rebuke up. April's been really ridiculous here. She's been like pretty regularly draw like 7 cards over the course of 2 turns and dodge a lot of removal. All right, let's let that go. Having Rebuke up next turn is really, really valuable. Yeah, I think, again, just having Rebuke up for Karn. That's where we want to be. Okay, so Emrakul costs 6. Or sorry, it costs 7. We can play the Emrakul here, so let's do it. Turn 4 Emrakul with no Eldrazi Temple. Oh, no, I forgot to float mana. I think that's okay, though. Yeah, I could just get Bauble, actually. Sorry. 5, 6, 7. Is April pretty similar in power level to the Surveil to draw a card from recent set? Surveil to draw a card. I don't know. I need to know the name of the card. So let's cast Pillage the Bog, I guess. And then grab Thoughtseize so they can Thoughtseize themselves. And then I think I just take second Karn. Oh, I should have probably bobbled to see what they're drawing first. Besage you, okay. I'm assuming it's Matoya. Dude, April's the real deal. April's insane. Or just talking about the card Matoya. Yeah, I see. No, April's been that card so far. We know our opponent's hand exactly. It is Karn. It's Karn, Coffers, Explore, Mortuary. They should cast the Explorer because it's free. They play Beseiju first, which I is not a big deal. I guess I'm just gonna Force of Negation this. Maybe this is a little sloppy. Maybe I'm a little weak. Okay, they just conceded. Well, that game went really well. Let's go to game 3. Sorry, I totally forgot that their deck is super cold to Pithing Needle. Yeah, their deck is really, really cold to Needle. We're gonna go down 1 Rebuke on the draw. Besides the initiative, what cards from commander sets would be busted in modern? I'm sorry that you're so bored. I know this new set is not the most exciting new set, but surely talking about April is more exciting than talking about any possible commander card coming to modern. All right, I cast Tamiyo. See if they have a Fatal Push. This one does die to Fatal Push. Okay, they do have it. We can play the Emry next turn. Maybe I should have played the Opal. We're probably not wanting to hold it for April all that often. They do have a Thoughtseize. You know, April is probably really good at no banless modern with Chromox. They do take the K command. And they let me untap. Legendary doesn't count. Yeah, Legendary is not a type for April, no. Good. I mean, I think it's a fine question. Yeah, we played Super Shredder yesterday. It was really good. We're gonna be playing it in a Death Shadow deck tomorrow. We do mill the needle. Every time I play Emry, I mill an Emrakul. Not that it's like bad here, it's just like interesting, I think. They're gonna cling to dust the needle. Okay, that's pretty good. They play a Marsh Flats. Maybe plot a Pillage of the Bog here. They don't get a second green source, which I think is kind of interesting. They cast a Rumble. Okay, we weren't playing Rumble, were we? No, we were playing Rumble, sorry. They grab Marsh Flats. So they could play an Ice Steel next turn. Then they Shielder's Edict my Emry. The Pithing Needle getting exiled here is definitely pretty tough for me. Could try to crack Amulet, try to find something recur with Emry. You could. Not this game, of course, but just in general. You could use a Bog Pillagin. Okay. Nothing too scary they can find this turn. But again, the fact that they were able to cling to dust our needle is just like we could just needle Emrakul here and we could be in really safe shape. But they took it from me. Are people playing April in Affinity too? I mean, I don't know that you can play it in normal Affinity, especially over Krang. I think it requires like a pretty specific build around like what we've got here. So we make a construct, untap. That's good. Lets me draw another card off the April. Let me grab a Mox Amber. Opponent says, oops, sorry, BB. I don't know what that's referring to. I guess I'm going to crack this now, so I just have another look at... Oh, sorry. I should have attacked first, but I'm looking for a Force of Negation. I guess I could have also left it and not attacked to try to draw Rebuke. Okay, Force of Negation rewarded. Yes. Big deal. All right. So Emrakul costs 7, and we have 6 mana next turn. So if we draw a Temple or a Mox, we can Emrakul. Get down an Emrakul up, but Noxious Revival. Noxious Revival not that bad with April, actually. April's going to get worse once opponents realize they need to leave a removal spell. At least she dodges a good bit of removal. Like, our opponent had a Bombardment in play, played a Flay, just couldn't kill April, couldn't discharge April. Those are the Fatal Push. Alright, so 1 short. It's not doing a lot this turn. Drawing that Force of Negation was really clutch. We drew K Command, which is very, very good here. My opponent is passing back, and I think they're about to get Emrakul. They rumble. They hit just a Mortuary into their hand here as they mill over 2 other spells. How greedy? It's probably too greedy to K Command. Yeah, I mean, let's cast the Emrakul and draw 1 card instead. Or I guess also a card off the Emry. I sort of think if they're removing April, you might okay with that at times with her being legendary. Yeah, you're totally okay with them killing April, but they just can push it before you get the value sometimes. I'm still not a Narset enjoyer. I mean, this card is very similar to Narset, but it allows you to actually play counter magic as interaction, which is pretty important on your card draw engines. All right, so let's keep both of these so I can be a sicko and draw 3 cards with April. So just I only have the Bauble to target cast. Cross with the 24 months. Thank you for the 2 years. Appreciate you. It's a long time. Glad you're still with me. So they should definitely fetch now, so I can't fetch Shock and Thoughtseize. Oh, they don't. I do think that that's what I want to play to, is trying to find a revelation off their Thoughtseize to kill them. Or sorry, Thoughtseize off their... I think I said it backwards. Revelation off their Thoughtseize. So there's their own copy of Emrakul, which we're not going to put in their hand. And okay, then they concede. Okay. 2-1. Okay, we have 2-1 Tamiyo. Hopefully draw another 0 so we can play Emry. Although I guess it can't be another Amber. Opponent loves the content. Turn 1. Ragavan. Got a soul. That's fine. We accept everyone, even Boros players here. The Voice of Victory, very good against this Rebuke. Maybe I should flip Tamiyo instead of playing Emry. At the very least, I should Preordain first. Could try to keep a Bauble for the Emry. Yeah, I think I don't mind this. Although I do mind drawing all lands. But this is going to slow them down, hopefully, while we draw a K command to dig for Emrakul, etc. We should get at least one more +2 after this. Although now they're going to get to double jump and kill the Tamiyo. Yeah, I guess we have a March, April, May, and June card. Yeah, really need to be on the play this game to be able to rebuke the voice. Wait, the tokens don't get Tamiyo'd? Oh, because they're just put into play attacking. Yeah, there's a June character in Avatar The Last Airbender that has a card. Okay, we did draw the K command. Guess we keep the Preordain. Oh, there's a... Oh, wait. No, there's jury cards, not July cards. Okay, Grand Arbiter Augustine. Taking 4 down to 11. They flip over Kozilek's command. Ah. All right, bottom 2 bricks, draw a brick. Don't have Rebuke up. Where did they exerted arena for Ragavan instead of dashing? Like, dashing seems mostly better, right? We should be able to cast Emrakul if we draw Emrakul. I guess we don't have a land, but we have sorcery, creature, instant, kindred. I guess it's not gonna be enough. Gonna be one short. Game 2. I think we've been getting kind of got by the Voice of Victories. Maybe we're just gonna go down on Force of Negations. Rebuke at least hits Voice of Victory. I think I don't know how soft we are to Wrathless guys, but maybe I have been playing a little too scared of it because we were able to outgrind it against Jeskai at least a couple times. So we'll just try this sideboard build. It's a I forgot my lanterns. But I just want to try a sideboard build that is not as scared of Wrathless guys. Right, so cast the Preordain. A lot of good things to find here. We'll keep one of the Aprils. We do need to find another land. Or I guess a Mox Opal would be pretty great next turn. They do have a turn 1 Ragavan. Alright, that's great. I am a committed Mana Tithe player arounder now, so I guess I scry draw though. I guess I just scry draw looking for a land instead of making a spawn token. Really happy to not draw second Emrakul there, and we do draw the land, so that ended up paying off. Guide and Pride, alright. Don't have any... Oh, this costs blue mana. The April is in discharge range, unfortunately. And we're also only getting to draw one. Alright, so we're racing to the Emrakul here. Do they have Kitty's Blessing? They're gonna have 9 permanents, so they're gonna be a 1 short. Doesn't this deck run 14 lands? No. We have, I think, 18 plus 8 Moxen. I think you probably just saw the sinks and didn't see that those were in the deck. I'll take 4 down to 16. Big draw step for us here. Tamiyo is an interesting draw. Yeah, I think we just do this. We can Saga token or sink. The next turn, the Urza Saga makes the Emrakul cost 7, and we'll have 7 to cast the Emrakul. This is by far the fewest amount of cards April's drawn us, but it's, I mean, it's still been 2 over the course of 2 turns. Hopefully they draw Bombardment next turn. They have 2 cards in their, or sorry, 2 energy, 4 cards in their hand. They go to combat. I think we just block like this. Down to 11. Kitty's Blessing online. Legend of Roku. So I guess we just want them to play that so that we have more options on our Emrakul turn. And we can just say no to any of these cards too. So make a construct, and then the Mox Amber will allow us to Emrakul. Okay, we drew a Mox Amber for turn. So I guess now I'm still gonna get a Mox Amber. Or oh, maybe I want to get Shadowspear for the Emrakul. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Emrakul. Yeah, let's just get Shadowspear for Emrakul next turn. I will attack with the Tamiyo because the Tamiyo is gonna flip on my instep. Is there a command that explains why Card Nexus is the best? It's free, it's new, it's still in development, so I don't know that I would say it's the best, but it's been a good tool. We'll go over some options. We'll go over the Card Nexus later this week. Okay, do I cast Seasoned Pyromancer? So I'm going to attack the Ocelot Pride into the Emrakul, the Guide of Souls into the Construct. I think I will cast this. And try to draw Goblin Bombardment. Fetch, fail, and play. I don't think there's much reason to do that when I might want to play a land to cast spells after the Seasoned Pyromancer. Oh boy. I could just go Wrath X equals 4, kill everything besides Emrakul. I could go X equals 0 and just kill the Urza Saga, the Mox Opal, the Clue token, the Mox Amber, and the Construct token. I feel like it's maybe, I think I have to use the Wrath. X equals 3, keep April. I was gonna do X equals 0, keep April. So I'm gonna pay. I'm just gonna spend energy here. Oh, I guess I have to. Yeah, I do gain them more life. Definitely weird. Okay, block. Block here. Block here. Block here. Yeah, I know I'm gonna use the Ajani to kill itself. Oh, you're saying can you? Yes, you can. That's the plan. Again, I'm not sure that this is better than just saying I have an Emrakul, you have nothing. But without the Shadowspear, the Emrakul is really not like just for sure win the game. And then I think I just want to get the Wrath out of their hand. So pay 0. Goodbye Construct Token. Goodbye Urza Saga. Fetch. Take a look at the deck. So 2 total Wrath Disguise, 2 Wear Tear, 2 Legend of Roku, 3 Voice of Victory. What's the worst possible thing they could draw here? I don't know. Okay, it's not. Maybe it is Elegant Parlor into Flage. Is Surveil into a bad keep? Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to do that versus Fail to Find. Like, they have a Mana Sink in play. Genuinely don't know. All right, so if I find Eldrazi Temple, I can. Oh, so I guess I can't quite kick command the Roku, can I? So I guess I'll just go. I know it's kind of simple, but I'll just go exile the Seasoned Pyromancer, make spawn tokens, and like mostly casting the K command just for the April here. And then equip the Shadowspear onto Emrakul, which is not something we do that often. It is always fun when we get to do it. And draw like 4 cards off the Emrakul. Or sorry, off the April. They did keep a card on top. It's a discharge for Tamiyo. Interesting that they choose to go after Tamiyo instead of April. Like, April, I think, is clearly much better here. And so then they can attack with the Avatar Roku. I can block it with April. April O'Neil Hacktivist survives a fist fight with Avatar Roku. And then they get to make a dragon. Yeah, I guess Tamiyo would get back a K command. That's fair. I guess the +1 also makes it survive. I think that's the last K command. Oh, I should have sacked the Lantern when they surveilled last turn, by the way. Yeah, us having Metallic Rebuke is another reason not to put a Surveil land into play for them in those spots. All right. Only takes 3 Shadowspear Emrakul attacks to beat my opponent playing 2 1-mana creatures. Let's go to game 3. I think I like my sideboard plan against them just having 2 Wraths. It seems like we saw that. I mean, that game was maybe a little weird, but we were the ones that cast the Wrath. I mean, okay, maybe not the best example. But I just don't think I went Force of Negation against that. I mean, they do have Legend of Roku too. I don't know. Let's do this. You know, maybe actually I'm going to play the 4th Amber on the draw. Just try to be faster on the draw. Have some explosive nut draws. It's the first time I ever attacked with Roku and started playing a week after Avatar. It's funny. We've attacked with a bunch. Wait, it's 61? Oh, sorry. I meant to trim a Preordain. All right, on the draw. Game 3 against Boros. Mulligan. Weird hands. I think we have to keep this on 6. I think I'll put back the Opal since the Amber is better with Tamiyo, Emry, and I would be pretty happy to try. I'm happy to try to Preordain into either Temple, Tamiyo, or Emry. Interesting pickup. Too many Aprils. I think I just really need to find one of those cards I just mentioned. I'm going to bottom both of these. We've got extra looks here too with the Bauble. They don't have a 1-drop, which is nice. I do think Roku is better than Showdown of Scald, although it's like they kind of do the exact same things. It is very marginal, but I do think it's slightly better. How's the Shredder? It was really good. It was really good. We're gonna play a more aggressive version. We're gonna like just the shadow build. Although I might be cutting. I think we might just be completely mono black. I'm not decided yet. So I'm glad we bought them the Urza Saga since they have Wear Tear there. And they play a Voice of Victory. And we do find Tamiyo, and we find Eldrazi Temple. So I'm a mana short of K commanding the Voice of Victory, and a mana short of equipping the Shadowspear. So it looks like we're going to save the Amber for 2 turns from now when we play the April. Kind of interesting. Do we kill the Ajani or do we kill the Voice? Let's see what we draw. Another K command. Yeah, so let's go make 2 spawns, exile the Voice of Victory. And if they play a bombardment, we can K command the cat token in response. And we can also we're setting up now to go K command into April, draw 4 cards at the end of my next turn. For now, let's just take 3 down to 8 life. They've got 4 cards in their hand. One of them is a Wear Tear, which we don't really care much about. They play a Flooded Strand. Maybe they have a Legend of Roku here. Charmaw. Oh, no, dude. Disaster. Disaster. Not completely out of this yet, but pretty unlikely to get there. Don't have Rebuke up. Oh, man, we were just so set up there to K command into April. We're doing pretty good against Legend of Roku. Now we're taking 6, and I don't even really know what our outs are. We can't Emrakul. Dead to Flage. All right, it's lunchtime. I'll say April as a card looked very, very strong. I think this archetype seems fine. I don't know that April's going to be nuts in a different build in a deck like this, but she was really, really crazy, I thought. She does still cost 4 mana though. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Back tomorrow. We're gonna play Super Shredder Shadow for sure. And then we also need to play the what is it called? The Wrath and Leo, like the untapping on attacks. Want to play that, and we also need to play Affinity. And then I'll also say there is a no banless tournament this weekend. I don't know which day it is yet, but assuming that it's not way out of my time zone, I want